Hello my wildlings, and welcome back to the Derailed Turnabout. Now in the last episode we were just about to start having a chat with Gazelle here to cross-examine and let everyone know that the second letter was a forgery. Now some of you may be unaware, I'm sure most of you probably are, but the game had been moved to another website, so I lost all my save files, so I had to go through the whole case again up to this point, which is why I'm missing a bit of my health here, because I basically rushed through it and made a mistake. But it's okay, because I figured if I'm going to cheat, alter time anyway, then things are going to be fine. It doesn't matter. Anyway. And then Gazelle, what do we have here? Not long ago, a document leaked out to the press. Yes? Who exactly leaked out those documents? Oh, we never discovered their identity. But whoever it was knew what they were doing, and how to be quiet about it. I see. What exactly was on this document? I said I see, and Siri thought I was talking to her. Thank you for your help, Siri, but don't worry about it. What exactly was on the document? Oh, this document had what appeared to be my writing all over it. The fact that she said it was someone who knew what they were doing and how to keep quiet about it makes me suspicious about a certain rabbit cop. Well, not cop. He's an agent. Sorry, Judy. Anyway, the document had what appeared to be my writing all over it. That was not her voice at all. And you never wrote on such a document? No, I did not. I often signed various things, but that accursed document wasn't one of them. Understandably, I was still arrested. They couldn't trust my mere word, after all. It was that bad? Yes, quite. It had my writing all over it. Basically just scribbled all over, mostly random notes that had no pertaining to anything. Like, I think one part was a drawing of that... What was it? What's it called? The, Deek Boöt, I think. I believe it's French. The Deek Boöt. Yes, but it was definitely drawn how I would draw it. In a very fancy way with sparkles. Lots of sparkles. And yes, the sparkles did move, just like you're seeing right now. Oh, future me's going to kick me for saying that, because I have to edit it in now. Oh well. And the content of the document linked me to a major crime family. Linked how? It must have been quite serious. Oh, it was. If the document was to be believed, it claimed I used my own wealth to help fund their operations. Operations ranging from drugs to even murder. It also hinted at my using their goons for my own personal benefit. Doing jobs to further my career through illegal and distasteful methods. But the investigation by the ZPD showed otherwise, correct? Oh, thankfully, yes. After the lengthy trial, I was proved innocent. The document was a fake. In other words, the document was forged. Oh, precisely. And they were good at their jobs. They replicated my writing to near perfection. And did you ever encounter the forger in person? Oh, no, I never had any contact with them. All right, but could you add your previous statement to the testimony? Oh, as you wish. I never had any contact with the forger. The police never found him. Why do I feel like that means I need to present something? What would I present? I've got card 2. Found by Gazelle at the crash site. Has the symbol of an eagle on it. Yes, but it doesn't actually say in the description that it was... She saw the Jaguar guy put it there, so... I won't use that yet. I'm going to press more. They never demanded a ransom from you or anything like that. No threats or taunting messages. Oh no, nothing like that. Although there was something. I believe I gave it to you, Mr. Wright. Gave what to Mr. Wright? Oh, she means this. Oh, the culprit sent me a calling card the day the document was leaked.
Oh my! Well, I think you should add that to your testimony.
Oh, I'm sorry I let it slip my mind. I'll add it right away. Well, the forger sent me a calling card, but that was all I ever heard from them about the incident. So the calling card was the only thing? Hey, yes, it was. Which leads us to here and now, when I gave that card to you.
Okay, I've heard enough. I do not see any relevance to the current trial. Thus, I'm afraid I must give a penalty to the defence.
You haven't let me finish. Your Honour, wait. That. I think if Wright had said that so sassily in real life, it would not have ended well for him. Probably got double a penalty for it. But I would really like a sassy Wright. I mean, he's sassy enough, but extra sassy. Just occasionally. Just a pinch more sass. The testimony was just to give the court some context. With that, I can now show the connection to the current case.
Oh, you can you? Is this before or after you saved this point in time?
After, obviously.
All right, I'll listen. Tell me, what is the connection to the current case?
Thank you, Your Honour. The connection begins with this. The second letter. Or card 1. Or card 2. I'm going to go with second letter. Just save and hope for the best.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but how does that begin anything?
Well, you see... Time travel, go! Card 2, then.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but how does that...
What? Card 1, then. I mean, it's got the number 1. Maybe I should have... Yeah. It's got the number 1. I should have guessed that with begin 1. Don't begin with 2, do you? Well, you might do, in some cases. Like if... I was going to think of a case where that would be the case. I can't think of a case. Anyway, on with the case.
The calling card sent to Gazelle? How does that show anything?
Because of this, Your Honour, and you save. Card 2. The second calling card is the link. One found by the witness Gazelle at the scene of the crime. That eagle. It seems Edgeworth has finally come to the same conclusion as I.
A calling card at the scene of the crime? Is it the train crash? I'm a little lost here. Just what exactly is going on?
It appears we made an error in our logic. Right, would you please spell it out for our judge? I'd rather not do it myself, just because I don't like talking to him.
What was that?
Nothing, Your Honour. Oh, God, does he ever shut up. It's the symbol on the cards. It matches something else. And that something else is this. I'm not going to bother saving, because I'm pretty sure I've got this right. If you would kindly take a look at the bottom left corner of this letter, Your Honour.
Is that an eagle? Wait, what? Oh my gosh. Oh, what does this mean?
It means that there is a strong possibility that whoever forged the document about Gazelle, that person may have also forged the letter seemingly written by the defendant.
Oh, I see. Oh, this could change everything. Oh, should it turn out to be true?
Right. Earlier you said you knew the identity of the second letter's author. You save. Are you going to share who exactly that person is? You're not going to mention how impressive it is that I found a culprit of a crime no one even knew he had committed in a day? In probably less than a day? I mean, the other court part was yesterday. So I had after that, what was left of that day, to do this. to find this person. And no one's gonna... No? Because I think that's quite impressive. Anyway, sure. Person who forged the letter is, of course... Forger. This is the person who forged both the document and the letter.
Who is that?
Forger, a businessman. Testimony from Gazelle places him at the scene and placing down that second calling card. Officers Hops and Wild thusly arrested him, and he is waiting in the lobby now.
Then let's waste no more time. Bring him in.
Hello, Mr. Jer. Why is my phone buzzing at me? Okay. Quick pause of the episode. Back in a moment. Okay, back. Sorry. Messaging a friend. Anyway. Oh, this voice. Haven't done it in a while.
I am here, and I'm going to put these horrid crows to rest. There we go, there it is.
Witness, name and occupation.
Further, businessman.
Oh, I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Further, businessman.
I'm just going to go off what Wright said earlier, which was forger, businessman.
Yes, that's what I said.
The defence in convinced of your guilt. Your defence in... I think that's supposed to be is. The defence is convinced of your guilt over that of his clients. So, Mr. Jer, please testify to this court your side of the story.
That I gladly do.
Witness testimony.
My side of the story. It really is an unfortunate state of affairs. There's some sadly involved in this case more than I ever was. So I didn't forge anything, but we simply hired to print out the letter by Wildclaw. And that is the simple truth. I was used and manipulated. So I'm so very sorry for any trouble I caused.
Oh, so you only printed the letter out for the defendant?
Yes, he came into my little shop and requested that I do so. I saw no reason not to at the time, but I honestly never even read the thing. Privacy and all that. He then took it and left, but it's unfortunate that my logo went with him.
Logo. So you admit the eagle is your logo?
It is. My ex-wife designed it.
I humbly request the defence begin its cross-examination at once.
Oh, yes, proceed.
What was with that smirk, Edgeworth? Is that good? Was that a smirk at me? You think I got something wrong? Or are you smirking at him because you think I'm going to get him? I hope it's the latter, because we're friends and all that jazz. I'm not going to keep up the voice for the rest of this, just because it's going to start annoying people. Maybe. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. Maybe you like it. Let me know if you hate it. It's not going to stop me from doing it in the future, just as long as the character's there, because it's there now. It's his voice. But I won't be doing it as much when not necessary. Anyway, it really is an unfortunate state of affairs. Unfortunate is putting it mildly, Mr. Jer. I'm accusing you of forgery and framing my client for sabotage. I concur. Unfortunate is an understatement.
Either way, I intend to put it to rest once and for all. For you see...
Yes, I'm sadly involved in this case more than I'd ever want to. More than I'd ever want. So you're admitting to your crime? I'm not sure that's what he's admitting to.
The prosecutor is correct. For you see, I'm not as guilty as you might currently think.
I didn't forge anything, but rather was simply hired to print off the letter by Weaselton. Let's have a quick look at my evidence. Reply letter from Weaselton. This is an eagle-shaped symbol in the bottom left-hand corner. I have no indication of that being printed. Why would it be printed, though? If it's handwritten. I mean, you might have copied it and printed it. Where am I going with this? Can it not be tested? Can you not test to see if it's been printed? I mean, surely you can tell the difference between something that's been actually written, the original copy, and something that's been copied. No? Okay. I didn't forge anything. Yep. But Weaselton, so you claim my client is the one who hired you?
Exactly. I never even knew his intentions. I'm an honest businessman. I would never do such a horrendous thing knowingly.
Oh, thank you, Edgeworth. I appreciate it. Oh, now that's just not true, is it? You should know better than to lie under oath.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
Is this not your logo on this letter?
Yes, it is.
A logo that also appears on the very calling card sent to Gazelle the day those documents leaked. Well, thank you for pointing out the obvious, Edgeworth. I thought that was my job. Ha! Ha! Get it? Because I'm always pointing out the things that you miss, and I'm making a dig at you? Damn it, Edgeworth's way better at this sass thing than I am. I'm clearly a clumsy fool because I've just knocked my mic stand again.
A kick!
Oh, my word, he's correct.
Didn't I point this out earlier, Your Honour? Oh, curious how you're an honest businessman, and yet your logo ends up in such a place. There's only one way that logo would. It can only be there if it was you who sent the card in the first place.
So you're accusing me of something as well, are you? Well, please continue. There isn't much I can do to stop you, I fear.
Oh, with that, you are correct. Oh, we know the card was sent the same day the documents leaked. Documents which were forged, which is what the witness is suspected of. It is logical that the person who sent this card also sent the documents to the press, ergo, quite likely having also created those documents. All in order to destroy Gazelle's career and even her life. And that person is you, Mr. Jur. Thanks, Edgeworth. Couldn't have said it better myself. Probably would have done. Maybe. You know what, I'll let you have it this time. Bloody Edgeworth always stealing my thunder.
Oh, witness, is this true?
Silence from Mr. Jur. Oh, it all fits, and I do believe we have found the culprit of that past case, at long last.
I do whatever I'm paid for, whether that is forging or otherwise. Then with forging, this time it was printing.
So you're admitting the crime?
To the Gazelle incident, yes. But for this case, I'm sticking with my version of events.
Really? Because the Gazelle thing's is probably a bigger problem, because it implies that you were working with... No, it doesn't imply he was working with the mafia. I mean, there's no way of knowing who ordered the forgery. Although I have my sneaking suspicions. But suspicions don't work in court unless you have evidence to back them up. So, moving on. Edgeworth caught him in regards to the Gazelle incident, but he's still not admitting to this one. I suppose getting convicted for both would end him more time in jail. Would it? I don't know. I don't know how long you go to jail for forgery. I suppose it depends on how serious the forgery is. And if he gets life, for potentially endangering lives... No, he probably wasn't endangering lives. Oh, I don't know. Their court system is weird anyway. I do not believe you, but assuming you are in fact telling the truth, We're still missing the author of the first letter. Oh, perhaps you could tell us a little more about them. Just gonna add a new save. Just because I'm not feeling overly confident.
This, but there's nothing I can really tell you. Who wrote the first letter you speak of is a mystery. I never met them or had any contact at all.
I'm going to make another new save. Press, rather. Not present. Oh. I think that was a hiccup? I'm unsure. So you know nothing about them at all. If you did in fact forge that letter, then you must have had interactions of some kind.
Oh, as I said, I only printed that letter.
Oh, so you know nothing at all?
No, nothing. All I can deduce is that, judging by Witherton's reply, this was an attack against all prey.
Very well, but I think that deductions of yours is worthy of your testimony.
This was obviously an attack against all prey.
Aha. Was it now? Probably. Apply from Weaselton. It's not that predators and prey are together unnatural. Perhaps Carrot Pen might come in handy, just to jog his memory. But I'm unsure. Let's have a look. Second letter. Let's double check it. Be there, pal. I've been looking at this accident that kills the prey scum. Yeah, that's not going to help, obviously. Met on the Zootopia Express. July 3rd. No. Civil Truth. I was used and manipulated. I'm so very sorry. I'm going to press that first, and then I might present the Carrot Pen. A deduction you made, or a fact that you know?
So, deductions. That's all I know of their plans.
Is there something wrong with this? New save. There's a problem. There's something very wrong with this. I refuse to believe you weren't involved aside from what you're admitting to. You must know more about what happened, so I demand you testify as such.
I will testify through wit, but it will waste your time.
In pursuit of the truth, this is worth our time.
Then the defence and prosecution are in agreement. Witness, please testify one more time.
Okay, so I got it right. Good. Although I thought I would have to prove it. Their plans.
I was asked to print the letter, which I didn't read at any point.
Then how did you know about the prey thing?
What Weaselton and this other fellow were planning, I don't know at this time. Nor did I ask. Weaselton got what he wanted and left, and that was that.
If true, that makes you a simple middleman in this particular crime. But I suppose that we'll see, won't we? I suppose we will. My cross-examination?
Oh, why yes, of course. You may begin your cross-examination at once.
Their plans. I was asked to print the letter, which I didn't read at any point. Gonna press that. You never got curious?
I'm a professional, Mr. Wright. I did my job, nothing more. And besides...
That Weaselton and this other fellow... What this Weaselton and this other fellow were planning, I didn't know at the time, nor did I ask. Are you sure you knew nothing? Nothing at all?
Well, there might have been one thing.
Oh?
You see, as I was printing that letter for him, your client answered his phone. Now he did say something rather interesting. He said, we'll disconnect the cart that Popstar is in and kill the prey scum that way.
What? This is new. Okay. But they didn't disconnect the cart. The engine of the train was sabotaged, causing the train's malfunction and the detachment as it came into the station. And where were you when it all happened?
Oh, well, that's an easy one. I was actually there, and I figured what happened, leaving the...
I was actually there and I figured what happened, leaving that calling card behind afterwards. What? Okay. Why? Why leave the calling card?
This is what I do. When Weaselton hired me, I had nowhere to send one. Afterwards, when the deed was done, I did. Weaselton got what he wanted and left, and that was that.
Did you see or hear from them before the crime?
No, I told you everything I know. There's nothing else for me to say to your people.
Right, stay vigilant. This is almost over. There's something in this testimony. I must find it and find it fast. I was asked to print the letter, which I didn't read at any point. I have so many saves. I keep saving every time I get an idea and then don't go through with it. I was asked to print the letter, which I didn't read at any point. Then how did you know about the whole prey thing? No, I won't bother with that. What Weaselton and his fellow were planning I didn't know at the time, nor did I ask. He said, we'll disconnect the cart. Let's check the report. I feel like the report's important. Come on. New save here. Oh, thank God for that. You just said they intended to disconnect the cart she was in. But the engine was sabotaged. Your claim didn't happen at all. How do you explain that?
Well, that's because that damn bunny changed the plan without telling me. I didn't know until it happened.
Huh. Thank you, witness. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Oh, I do love it when they slip up.
For what?
Why? For revealing your true client. That damned bunny, as you so gracefully put it. Just silence. Oh, it appears you've slipped, witness. You claim you never saw the author of the first letter, and yet here we are. Oh, that's because they were the ones who visited Mr. Jer that day, and recruited him to help with the plan. This bunny hired you to create a forgery to set blame for this crime on my client, who was a predator, all to stir up anti-predator sentiment. You're a predator, dude. Why? Why would you do that? It's curious why, you being a predator yourself. Thank you, Edgeworth. The voice of reason, as ever, occasionally. Most of the time, except when you're being sassy. Predator yourself went along with the plan. Well, perhaps you can inform us in a moment. But this revelation also creates another interesting link. The bunny who hired you. Two crimes so close to each other, both orchestrated by a bunny with a predator framed for it, and both meant to create civil unrest between the two groups. It's too close to be a coincidence. You were hired by the same person as Miss Ness was, all to the same end. To create unrest in Zootopia. And bring about a conflict between predator and prey. And in the end, Mr. Jer, I can only say one thing. My client was framed for this, and while we may not yet know who the bunny is, we have you, the fully aware co-conspirator to this crime.
This is unacceptable. I can't. You...
Unconscious sounds.
Mr. Edgeworth, how is Mr. Jer?
He has woken up, Your Honour, and has now been taken for questioning. He's not going anywhere, and not even unconsciousness will save him now. That, in the wrong context, could be really, really creepy, so please never say it again, Edgeworth. I see what you mean, of course. Never again.
Oh, I still cannot understand why he, as a predator, went along with this plan.
He is both a criminal and a businessman. Much like Miss Witness, profit was their only goal. Yeah, but profit in the long run is going to be a lot less if you kind of, bring about the whole shock collar thing. Collar. Did I say colour? Shock collar thing. For those of you who don't know, one of the original storyboards or plans for Zootopia was that predators would be forced to wear shock collars that would shock them every time they get overly emotional, like angry or sad or whatever. I don't know if it was sad, but mostly like excited or angry, just to make sure that they didn't attack anyone. But they're already sentient and all that, and that was going to be the main plot. But it wasn't. You could probably look that up. It's everywhere. People have been doing fan-made versions of it, like what they thought it might have looked like if that was the case. Anyway, another link between the two cases.
Oh, yes, I don't like the feeling this whole scenario is giving me. I have a feeling this bunny will turn up again. They are most determined to create civil unrest in this city.
Zootopia has a great historical and cultural significance for these people. What happens here may very well affect things everywhere else too. But when they show up again, they will not be able to oppose the truth. It's what they're going to do next that worries me.
Let us live in the present, Mr. Wright, because I can now safely hand down my verdict. I find the defendant, Duke Weaselton, not guilty.
Well, there's still no confetti. Don't worry, I'll throw it in there. There you go, confetti. I hope that's confetti. Yes, I do have confetti, because I did it in the last time, I think. Anyway, confetti. Zootopia Courthouse, Defendant's Lobby, 2 July 6th, 1:15 p.m.
Well, I can't believe it. I'm free. You actually did it.
Oh, at least until the next time we catch you for doing something illegal.
Screw off, Wild. I'm going straight from here on out.
Well, I wish you all the best in that. Not entirely sure I believe you, but I won't say that out loud.
What was that?
Oh, nothing. Just sort of mumbling to myself, thinking about the bunny who's been doing the horrible stuff.
Oh, right, fair enough.
I'm not sure why I ever thought you did it. You're a terrible liar. Oh, Edgeworth, your sass. I love it when it's not presented at me. Liar or not, he was innocent. Yes, that is true enough.
Oh, this is a second case, and that bunny has evolved again.
I think the reason we were brought here is obvious now. It's related to our mysterious criminal, I figured.
Oh, I'm starting to think this is why Agent Savage is here too.
Really?
Oh, it's not every day that a government agent like him pops up and works with the ZPD.
Yeah. Correlation isn't necessarily really causality and all that jazz, but Super Agent Bunny with gun training and all that jazz appears when all these strange cases start happening, where it's been noted at least twice now that the shots were done with incredible accuracy. It's certainly curious, to say the least. You think he's also on the trail of this criminal?
I do, yes.
I wouldn't be so sure, Judy. This criminal is dangerous. Very dangerous. Surprising, really, that the higher-ups would send a specialist in to deal with it.
I suppose that's also true. What's with the mopey faces? I'm free, we should be celebrating here.
Meh, I'll pass. Or we'll pass. Honestly, I feel like I could use a good night's sleep. Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, hello, Mia.
Oh, well, I suggest
I forgot the voice I did for her. I suggest you rest up. You'll be needed again, and soon. Dun dun dun. Mia. For all the few answers I got, more questions would arise. However, between this case and our mysterious bunny's next appearance, something else would come along. Uh-oh. For crime doesn't wait for one person, and there's always another case around the corner. The next one wasn't related to that bunny, but was independent, and would take us all the way to Little Rodentia. Rodentia? Rodentia. I think it's Rodentia. Gah. The Derailed Turnabout. End. Well, continue to turn about in Little Rodentia? I will, but not in this episode. We'll save Turnabout in Little Rodentia. God, that's practically a tongue twister. Turnabout in Little Rodentia. Turnabout in Little Rodentia. Turnabout in Little Rodentia. It is, actually. That's quite a nice tongue twister. I'm going to keep that one in mind for future tongue twistery warm-up stuff I need to do. Anyway. Well, we saved Weaselton. For better or worse. Probably for the better. Better we know that this bunny is still out there than putting away Weaselton for a crime he didn't commit. Yes, it's definitely for the better. I don't know why I said it might not be. Anyway, it would appear some people think that Mr. Savage is here to help. I am not so sure, personally. Really not at all, not considering what I have on him. But for now, we'll worry about the present. We'll get that evidence later, if there is any. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in Little Rodentia. Bye-bye.